right, guys, it's time to play yes or no. And since we're challenging you today to forgive people for their differences, that's what actor Mark Wahlberg is asking. We've all heard by now that Wahlberg applied to the Massachusetts Board of Pardons for an expunging of his lengthy record. He had committed hate crimes, beat people up, used racial slurs. Wahlberg recently told the Today Show it was 27 years ago he did his time and he's changed.
From the day I woke up in prison, realized the mistakes that I had made and the pain that I had caused people, I committed to turning my life around, which was not an easy thing to do because A, I still had to go to prison, so not being in the gang anymore left me alone. And then, you know, I was basically a follower instead of a leader, and I needed to change my ways. And going back into the community and still living in that neighborhood and having to go to the train station every day and pass those guys was a tough thing to do. But I was committed to turning my life around, and I've been committed to turning other kids' lives around and helping them, you know, avoid the mistakes that I've made.
So still, you know, despite this, a lot of people, including some of his victims, say he doesn't deserve to be pardoned, even though all this time has passed. So what do you guys think? Should Mark Wahlberg be pardoned for his past crimes? Yes or no? Wow. Woo. Who wants to go first?
Go, Tara. You're the no.
I mean, he did it. He already paid the penance for it, but he did it, and it hasn't affected his career. It hasn't affected the outcome of his life. He's obviously very successful. Why should we expunge, what's the word? Expunge his record? I mean, there's lots of other people who have reformed their lives. I just don't think there's a reason to.
But if they applied for an expunging, maybe they should qualify too. I don't think celebrities should actually play a part in it, but what do you think?
You know, I think so. I think he made a good point. It was 27 years ago, and the reality is he did his time, and he changed. I mean, that's the premise for why I do what I do as a therapist.
Yeah.
My goal is to invoke change.
And you know, the last thing you'd want as a celebrity is to dig this stuff up for no reason. I think he truly is sorry, because how would this help him in any way? And he has worked with youth a lot, and the problem would be moving forward if it hinders him from opening other businesses or starting other things that could help more people, then is it worth it? Because he could use his celebrity for good, but not if that holds him back. So to me, I think it's worth it to expunge.
Right. If he's doing a good thing, I don't see why not.
Everybody's talking about this. You guys were sounding off on our Facebook page. Here's what some of you had to say. Allie says everyone deserves a second chance. Not for who he is, but because everyone makes mistakes in life. Then we had Cheryl who said, forgiveness in your heart is one thing and should be done between the two parties. The rest is judicial. Sorry, you got to live out those consequences just like the rest of us mere mortals. Then you have Brian who said he did his time, he paid his debt to society in jail. Forgive and move on for your own sake. And then you've got Ahovala who says he was already forgiven. He has lived a life of wealth and privilege. He pretty much does whatever he wants. All right.